economy grew 5.2% in the third quarter. That's its strongest performance this year. Bank Negara.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is Mohammad Yasrul Izad bin Mohammad Yusuf. Today I want to tell you guys about Malaysian trade performance from 2020 to 2025. So let's begin. Let's start with overall trade performance from 2020 to 2025. The year 2020 was a very difficult year for trade. Total trades went down a lot because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Many countries around the world had to close their factories and ask people to stay at home. This means that our customer abroad could not new order and we had problem getting materials or goods from other countries. The whole global supply chain broke down. This sudden stop causes Malaysian trade value to drop sharply compared to the year last year. Then in 2021 and 2022, trade grew very fast because the world started buying things again and our oil and gas price very high. In 2023, trade was slow because other countries have had problems. But in 2024 was a year of getting back in track. The global market started stabilize and the period of slow sales for electronic goods ended. While the growth was not as fast as in 2021 and 2022. Trade figures start to improve steadily each month. This showed that the economy had survived the tough period and was now slowly starting a new period of recovery and moderate growth. For the final year, for 2025, we believe total trade will be the best year ever, reaching a record value of about RM 2,800 billion. This high projection is based on two reasons. First, global demand for our semiconductor chip for the AI technology is extremely high, which guarantees a strong export order. Second, our import are high because local companies are spending lots of money to buy new machinery and expand factory with signal confidence in high scale for the year to come. Now we look at domestic export, which product we make ourselves and re-export product that pass through to another country. Domestic export are the main drive of our economy, making up about 3/4 of all we sell. In 2020, both our domestic export and re-export were lower and faced many problems, especially early in the year. This period shows how much our trade depends on the world's economy. In 2021 and 2022 broke a strong recovery. All demand for our product come back quickly. Our domestic export grew very well and become stable. This rapid growth shows that Malaysian was essential in the global supply chain, especially for electronic parts. In 2023, trade slowed down. The value dropped from the 2022 high. This was because the world economy became contagious and global demand was weaker. 2024 showed new stability and positive growth. Export start climbing back up again as the global demand. In the start of 2025, we get the stable export and also re-export. Now, looking at the end of 2025, which is October, November and December, we predict a strong finish. Domestic export will remain high, driven by the huge needs for semiconductor parts globally. We expect October to be a high point because of the year and shipping rush, following by a normal small slowdown in December due to global holiday and factory break. When we look at what Malaysian import based on how the goods are used, we see three categories, which is intermediate goods, capital goods, and consumption goods. The largest import category is always intermediate goods, which show that our economy heavily relies on buying raw materials and components from overseas to power our export industry, while the import of everyday consumption goods has been seen a steady, slow rise. The most important shift has been the rapid increase in capital goods import from 2023 to 2025, which has almost doubled in value. The huge jump in buying new machinery and factory equipment is a very strong sign that companies are making largest investment now. It tells us that business are confident and preparing to greatly increase their production capacity, especially in high-tech manufacturing, which promise much stronger export growth in the future. Let's go to major export by sector. The biggest strength of Malaysian economy in 2025 is its export, which drives the country's GDP growth. The manufacturing sector is responsible for about 85% of all export. The most important product we sell is electrical and electronic (E&E) product, which makes up nearly half of our total export. Because the world needs so many semiconductors for new technology like AI, the EAE sector is hitting record high sales and is the single most important part of our economy, directly contributing a large amount to our GDP. We also rely on export of petroleum products and palm oil, which help many local workers. Overall, the record high sales from this major export sector are the main reason why Malaysian economy continues to grow strongly. Looking at what Malaysian buying from other countries, the biggest sector is once again electronic and electrical (E&E) product, which makes up a hard portion for our imports, about RM 400 billion in 2025. This high number is a key because it shows Malaysia is a vital manufacturing hub. We must import massive amounts of parts and components, add value to them through assembly and testing, and then export the finished good. The other major imports like machinery, equipment, chemicals, and metal manufacturing are the essential input that all factory and industry need to keep running. We also import crude and refined petroleum to meet our energy needs. Malaysian major export destination in 2025 show that Singapore, the United States, and China are the biggest buyers of Malaysian goods. This strong export relationship help Malaysian economy grow because they create high demand for local products such as electronic, machinery, and palm oil. This relationship also influences Malaysian trade policy. When a country becomes an important buyer, Malaysia will try to maintain good political and economic ties with them to protect its export income. This leads Malaysia to create policy that make trade easier, such as reducing tariff, improving transport system, and supporting companies to meet international standards. Malaysia may also join a strengthened free trade agreement to help Malaysian products enter this market with few barriers. Overall, the importance of this export partner encourages Malaysia to focus on cooperation, open market, and strong support for export-based industries. Malaysian major import sources in 2025 show that the country depends a lot on other countries for important goods. China is the biggest import partner. This country supplies Malaysia with machine, electronic parts, chemical, and other materials needed for factory and production. This dependency on imports has a good or bad effect on local industry. On the positive side, import give Malaysian companies access to better technology, high quality machine, and raw materials that Malaysia does not produce. This helps local industry improve their product, work more efficiently, and stay competitive. It also supports a big sector like electronics and automotive that need foreign parts. Malaysian trade with Asian Free Trade Agreement (FTA) countries from 2020 to 2025 show a steady increase in both export and import. Export rose from RM 273 billion in 2020 to RM 340 billion in 2025, while import increased from RM 174 4.9 billion to around 235.9 billion. This growth shows that ASEAN is one of Malaysia's most important trade partners. The strong trade performance is supported by easy market access, lower tariff, and cooperative policy under ASEAN agreement, which make it cheaper and faster for Malaysian businesses to trade within the region. Malaysian relationship with Asian country is very close because they are neighboring partner with shared economic goals. Through ASEAN, Malaysian benefits from smoother trade process, better supply chain connection, and larger market for local products such as electronic, machinery, and palm oil. Malaysian export performance is not the same across all states. Most of the country export come from the west coast of Peninsular Malaysia, especially Pulau Pinang, Johor, and Selangor. These states are strong because they have many factories and produce high-value goods, especially electrical and electronic (E&E) product. It is Malaysia, states like Sarawak and Sabah export mainly natural resources such as LNG, crude petroleum, and palm oil. This makes the economy weaker and more affected by change in global price. Overall, Malaysia depends heavily on a few industrial states for most of its export, which show that economic development is not balanced across the country.